Good morning and welcome to Coffee Catch-Up episode 18. And welcome to this 18th episode. Some of you will be on holidays and may be watching from home or may not be watching, but you might watch the recorded episode later on. For those of you who are at school
So we explored the ideas together and I think we came up with four pretty good ideas.
Four great ideas
For dabbling in the arts. We all know that there's an Australian curriculum review underway, but this actually gives us a wonderful opportunity to just explore what this learning area is all about and the different subjects within the learning area mark the arts. So let's have a look at these four good ideas that we came up with. The first idea, these are all staff meeting ideas by the way, so the first one was actually to create 5 groups of process verbs are with their particular learning area, provide and document a brief, and I mean brief, you could perhaps cheat a little bit and look at scope and sequence, a year by year content summary, and then look at the aims of their particular subject. Then when everybody gets together, they've got a brilliant summary of the arts and already then perhaps on staff identified a few experts for each individual subject. You might want to create a bit of a table with the information that's been that different staff groups have found out. So that's one
So
activity.
you can put up the creative process verbs on the wall, for each of the subject of the arts.
That's right. Well, that's actually an idea too, because that's part of that process is just this idea is just collecting them. So the idea is exactly that. Create a table and let's have a look and see what are the common creative processes across dance, drama, media, viz arts and music.
Right.
Are there some subject-specific verbs and are there some common verbs? Narelle Freeman and I did this exercise in Billawheeler recently and it was very interesting to see. But I think it's very important for everybody to make their own discoveries. That provides an opportunity for good conversation.
Fantastic.
Then idea 3, I'm suggesting staff meetings could be a bit of fun and I've called it arts immersion activities. So perhaps the group that was investigating dance could also come up with a creative suggestion that one staff meeting they can actually do a dance activity with the whole staff and lead an exercise to help unpack that particular learning area for everybody else. So
Wow.
It's not just reading the documents, it's actually very practical. So the Viz Arts group gets out some of the arts materials that are in the school and actually have a go at producing something and then seeing which year level those particular ideas relate to.
Wow.
So that's idea 3. And the final idea, brainstorming, is thinking about concepts. So again, the question was raised, well, how can we look for things that might be common across a number of the art subjects? So we just had a lot of fun and kind of threw things around, like Colour My World. There's some colour in music, there's colour in dance, there's colour, of course, in Viz Arts. Or patterns are everywhere. Moving right along.
Right.
Working in black and white.
Okay.
So there's a whole range of things that could be a suggestion for a topic that teachers could devise as a unit that actually ties in a number of the arts strands.
Yes.
So I'm suggesting that the teachers themselves start having a lot of fun with the new art syllabus and actually learn as well. Now,
Sounds like you can have a lot of fun with some of the activities, starting to familiarise yourself with the arts.
That's right. And I mean, we actually here at LEQ enjoy it very much. The principal from St John's Bundaberg has been in recently and put up some artwork from the students of St John's, and you'll even notice that one of the butterflies
yes, I
fell
noticed
off
that
the wall
butterfly.
and landed on my
Wonderful.
outfit for the morning.
It's a little bit different to, I was actually down the road the other day and a butterfly didn't land on my shoulder, but there was a possum in a tree above my shoulder. I don't tell you what landed on my shoulder there. But anyway, that's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Derek. And on that cheerful note, have fun, have lots of fun with the arts, everyone, and look forward to seeing you again on Coffee Catch Up.
Thanks, Meg. St Peter's Lutheran College has a number of open days coming up, and at both campuses, and St. Peter's Lutheran College has a open day at Indooroopilly on the 29th of April and on the 5th of August, and they start at 9 a.m. That's at Indooroopilly, St. Peter's Indooroopilly, and also an open day at Springfield, at the St. Peter's Lutheran College at Springfield. Open day on Wednesday the 21st of May from 3:30 to 6 p.m, a twilight open day. Then followed on the 23rd of August from 9 a.m. to 12 on the Saturday, 23rd of August. And Wednesday the 15th of October, 9 a.m. to 12 noon. So a few open days coming up there in the future at St. Peter's Lutheran College. And I'd like to welcome to Coffee Catch Up, I'd like to welcome Craig and Ian from EduTech. Now, a lot of you know EduTech up there, been at wonderful conference that happens, a huge conference in Australia. I'd like to welcome Craig and Ian, who are part of the organising team for EduTech. Welcome, guys, to Coffee Catch Up.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And Craig, it's a wonderful conference, EduTech, and a number of our schools and a number of participants and a number of viewers have been to EduTech over the last couple of years. And I remember in Brisbane last year, it was well attended. It was a huge conference. For those people out there that don't know what EduTech is, or maybe thinking, is it just a computer conference or whatever, could you tell us a little bit about EduTech?
Sure. Well, basically, EduTech has become the biggest event of its type in Australia.
Wow.
It brings together teachers, principals, and the whole education community together with providers of education technology.
Yeah, sure.
So really what we're trying to do is talk about how to use this technology to improve teaching and learning outcomes.
Yes.
And it's not only for schools, although most...
No, it's not just for the teachers in a school. It's for other groups in the school as well, and it's actually broken up across a number of mini conferences, isn't it?
Sure. We actually have 9 conferences in total, running simultaneously.
Wow.
It starts off with a huge plenary session where everybody sits together and listens to some of our big name speakers like Sir Ken Robinson.
Yes.
I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. You know, we have 4 of those 9 conferences aimed directly at schools.
Yes.
The first conference is called the K-12 Ed Leaders Congress.
K-12 Ed Leaders Congress.
Yep.
Yes, a number of viewers will be familiar with that one. Yes.
That's the biggest conference.
Yes.
You know, we have about 2,500 people who attend that conference.
Yeah, sure.
That's mainly for principals
Yes.
and curriculum leaders and senior level teachers.
Beautiful.
One of the other conferences is the K-12 IT Managers Congress.
The IT Managers Congress.
Yep.
Yes.
So that'll be really for people who deploy IT within the schools and make this all happen.
Yep. So the tech managers come along to that one.
Yep.
Yep.
The other conference is the K-12
Business Managers.
Business Managers Conference.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. So that's obviously, as the name says, business managers, finance people.
Yep.
You know, people who run the everyday
Yes.
school.
Yeah, that's
the
good.
business of a school.
And for the viewers out there, you may or may not know that Karen Simpfendorfer is one of the speakers, and you all know Karen. And so Karen will be speaking in the Business Managers Strand at EduTech.
That's right. And in fact, you'll be speaking at the conference as well.
That's right, I forgot.
You're speaking in the IT Managers Congress.
In the Ed Leaders one, I think. Yeah,
Oh, yes.
that's it. Yeah,
That's
excellent.
You're right. The last congress is actually aimed at librarians.
Ah,
so it's
fantastic.
a new conference that we've added on this year.
Wow.
Which is called the K-12 Library Managers Congress.
Yes.
So it's librarians and information managers.
Beautiful. And I know that will be well attended because I know that teacher librarians and information managers in those particular areas in our schools did come to EduTech last year, and I think they'll also appreciate having a conference of their own as well.
Sure will. I mean, that was the feedback last year. It's great for everyone to come together in the plenary session and hear these big name speakers, but then afterwards they want some dedicated, focused information aimed at their role.
And we've got some big. You've got some big speakers this year. You always do, but yeah, some of the speakers this year are pretty big.
Well, that's right. For 3 years in a row, we've invited Sir Ken Robinson,
Yes.
one of the biggest names in education, to speak at the conference. But this is the first year he's actually appearing live. And
live in person.
Yeah, so
fantastic.
We're very happy about that. Another big name that we have is Sugata Mitra.
Yes.
I don't know if you've heard of Sugata Mitra.
Oh, I'll just get you back to that one. Yeah, that's okay.
Go back. Okay. He's actually the inspiration behind the movie Slumdog Millionaire. I don't know if you saw that movie. So quite well known.
Wow.
We're looking out for him. Lots of other speakers. In total, we have about 180 speakers. But what I'd like to stress is it's not only these big guru type of speakers. It's also a practical conference.
Yes.
We have breakout sessions, masterclasses,
wow.
and as I said, all these dedicated streams to particular roles within the school.
Fantastic. And Ian, you've been quiet over there, coming a little bit under the set. Ian, I know you're working very hard at getting registrations and doing a fantastic job connecting with a lot of our schools and our regional offices. And how's registrations going?
Registrations are going really, really well. Like Craig has mentioned, the Hypersec and Robinson's been quite a big success. For all Lutheran members, we're actually rewarding you to register with us.
And what are those rewards?
So the rewards are, if you enter the code LTN10,
LTN10,
you get 10% off your Congress.
That's fantastic.
Pass.
Fantastic.
And not only that, if you manage to buy a Congress and Masterclass pass, if you buy 3 of them, you actually get a complimentary Congress only pass as a thank you from us.
Oh, that's wonderful. So three of those and you get a complimentary one.
Complimentary Congress only pass, yes, correct.
Oh, that's fantastic. So that's well worth it. I know a number of you have taken up the offer already, and for some of you who are viewing, if you're not sure whether you're going or not, maybe this might persuade you. Obviously, you'll need to get permission and funding to go. But talking about funding, it would have to be the least expensive congress and conference of its calibre anywhere in the world that I know of.
We think it is, and a lot of that is thanks to the exhibitors. So EduTech is not only about the congresses.
No.
Obviously, there's lots of information in the congresses.
Yes.
It's also about meeting the suppliers, and this is suppliers of technology for schools. We have over 200 exhibitors on the show floor.
Wow.
And these people sponsor the conferences and put up their displays in the hall.
Yep.
And basically, they subsidise the conference.
Yep.
So without them, we wouldn't be able to afford these big name speakers in such a big venue.
Yep.
Full catering. You know, everything.
Where else in the world can you go and listen to such high calibre speakers for such a low cost in terms of registration? So yes, it is due a lot to the vendors and the supporters and the sponsors of the conference. So it's only right that delegates spend a lot of time talking to those guys in the relevant trade areas. And I think some of the events are going to be in the actual massive trade area itself.
Oh, that's right. Some of the conference takes place on the show floor, so you know, you're right there amongst it. And also for those people who don't actually want to attend or can't attend the full 2 days of conference, there's a lot of free seminars on the show floor.
Wow,
itself.
that's wonderful.
Yep.
That's wonderful. And EduTech's got a huge amount of vendors and a huge amount of showcases happening in that particular trade hall area, and I know it's wonderful. I know a lot of people were amazed at some of the student activity and student demonstrations in that area as well. So it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful event, and the information you get is from edutech.net.au, and go to the EduTech website, and there's a huge amount of information that delegates and prospective delegates can have a look at.
Yeah, I'd also like to invite people to have a look on social media. You know, people are getting involved in this conversation way before EduTech, where they can get to meet each other, set up meetings for on the day, speak to the speakers. We have more than 10,000 people who are very active on social media, and you know, if you go to our website, you'll be able to click through to the Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube channels, and LinkedIn as well.
And I think that we're also planning to get all the Lutheran educators from around Australia, and if there's any other Lutheran educators from elsewhere around the world, get them together one afternoon in a room during EduTech. So you guys will hear more about that, and we can get together and then it'll be like an ACL last year when we all came together at the Brisbane Convention Centre, that wonderful place. And as you guys know, Brisbane, the most trendiest city in Australia, that's where we're meeting again, and we're meeting at that in the beautiful surrounds of South Bank at the Brisbane Convention Centre. So it's a great place to meet and enjoy a bit of fellowship as well. So hopefully see a number of you there. Well, Craig and Ian, thank you so much for making the travel from Sydney this morning to be able to come on to Coffee Catch Up. And thank you for supporting Lutheran education and what you're doing and trying to get us to get to the conference. And Ian, thank you very much for the great deals in terms of registration and the feedback and the support you're giving. And if you guys have any questions about EduTech that you can't find the answer to on the website or by talking to other colleagues, then I know that Ian has shared his details, and we'll share them again on the pre-recorded video of this, so that you can get in contact with Ian, and if you have any questions about registration or places to stay, etc. like that, you might be able to get some of those answers from you, Ian.
That's right.
So thank you again, Craig. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
And viewers, thank you again for being with us for episode 18 of Coffee Catch Up. For those of you on holidays, have a restful break, and we'll see you at episode 19. Bye for now.